The red sun of Eltarion rose slowly over the alien city. Its light touched the tall towers made of shining crystal and black metal. People from many worlds had gathered here for the interstellar peace games. It was a place where war was forbidden, and honor was tested through ancient duels. Sergeant Noah Creed stood near the center plaza, dressed in his dark Earth Alliance uniform. His short brown hair moved with the breeze, and his eyes scanned the crowd. Round him, aliens of all kinds walked by, some with wings, some with scales, and some taller than any human. But none of them scared him. Noah was calm, but alert. Was still new to the galactic stage. The Alliance had joined only a few years ago. Many species still believed humans were weak or uncivilized. That's why Noah had been sent. Not just to protect the diplomats, but to show that humans had courage and honor. He didn't know that today. His life would change forever. From the crowd came a loud voice, strong and proud. I challenge the human warrior to the trial of honor. Everyone stopped. The crowd moved aside. From a golden ship walked Princess Zeviara of the Scifi Empire. She was tall, with deep violet skin and sharp golden eyes. Her long black hair flowed behind her, tied with silver bands. She wore armor made of bright white plates, glowing slightly. Her presence was powerful. She was known across the stars not just for her royal blood, but for being the youngest. Warrior 2 win the Scifi duel circle? Noah stood still as she walked toward him. You are the one they call Sergeant Creed? She asked coldly. I am, he replied. You carry weapons, but do you carry honor? She said, I have heard humans are cowards who fight with machines and bombs, not skill. Noah kept his voice calm. You heard wrong, the crowd gasped. No one talked back to Zeviara like that. But she smiled, just a little. Good, she said. Then I challenge you to a sacred duel in 3 days, before the 5 races, trial by blade and soul. Noah raised an eyebrow. Why? If you win, she said, stepping closer, I will honor a royal bond with you, the Scifi life bond, promise deeper than marriage, a connection stronger than command, will become my equal and more. And if I lose, then you become mine, she whispered. By ancient law, bound to my service until your death. Noah paused for only a second. He looked her in the eyes and said, I accept. The plaza exploded with noise. Some aliens cheered. Others shouted in shock. Human diplomats rushed forward, panicked. But it was too late. The challenge had been made. It's accepted. That night, Noah sat alone in the Earth camp. The stars above. Feltarion sparkled, but his mind was busy. He watched a flame burn in a small fire bowl, thinking about the duel. What have I done? He muttered, a voice answered. Something very rare. Noah turned. An old alien monk stood nearby. His body was small, wrapped in simple robes. His skin was like cracked stone, and his eyes glowed softly. I saw your duel accepted, the monk said. I am Master Ven. I know the Scifi ways. Then you know how serious this is? Noah said. Ven nodded. It's very serious. She did not challenge you for fun. She is testing your soul. So only once in a generation does a Scifi. Princess offered the life bond. You should know, she's killed every warrior who ever tried to win it. Noah took a breath. Then I'll have to be the first who doesn't die. Ven smiled. You are brave. The duel has 3 parts, not just strength. Let's pass the trial of strength, the trial of spirit, and the trial of heart. Few understand what that truly means. I don't need to understand it, Noah said. I just need to win. Ven looked at him for a long time. Perhaps you will. But be warned. If your heart is false, she will see it. And if your spirit is weak, the duel will destroy you. Elsewhere. Inside the royal chambers of the Scifi ship, Princess Zeviara stood in front of her mirror. She had removed her armor and now wore a flowing robe. Her golden eyes looked tired. Her advisor, General Vasa, stood behind her. You should not have challenged the human, he said. He accepted, Zeviara replied. You offered the bond. I offered it because I thought he would refuse, she said, or break under pressure, but he didn't. Vasa narrowed his eyes, and now Zeviara didn't answer at first. Then she said, Now, I wonder who he really is. She touched her chest. The Sarati bond mark had already begun to warm, a sign that her offer was real. I saw something in his eyes. No fear. Only purpose. He is dangerous. She turned. So am I. The next day Noah began training. The peace grounds gave him access to many tools, weapons, and even a holo simulator of Sarati fighting styles. He practiced with speed, focus, and patience. Many aliens stopped to watch. Some laughed. Others watched silently, curious. Zeviara passed by once. She didn't speak, but she watched him. When their eyes met, he gave a small nod. She said nothing, but her eyes softened just a little. That evening, Noah returned to his room. He was tired, but satisfied. He opened his door and stepped inside, and suddenly felt dizzy. His knees weakened. His head spun. He fell to the ground. Small drone flew out from the shadows. Its injector was empty. A thin green liquid dripped from the floor. Poison. Someone had tried to kill him before the duel. Noah woke up to pain burning through his body. His muscles felt like fire and his head pounded like thunder.
Ow!
His hands were shaking and he could barely move. The poison was still inside him, but he was alive. He looked around slowly. He was lying in a small healing pod in the Earth Alliance medical chamber. 2 med drones floated near him, checking his vitals. Footsteps came. A young human medic entered and gasped. He's awake. Sergeant Creed is awake. Moments later, the Earth ambassador, a tall woman named Delia Torin, entered with a grim face. Behind her stood Master Ven, the old alien monk Noah had met the night before. You were poisoned, Delia said.
Ah!
A drone injected you with a rare Sarati venom. Will I live? Noah asked with a weak voice. Ven stepped forward. You are strong. The venom weakens the muscles, slows the heart. But your will kept you breathing. Noah tried to sit up, but failed. The duel's still on, Delia said. 3 trials. Tomorrow morning. You can't delay it unless you admit defeat. Noah's jaw tightened. I won't quit. Ben smiled. Then you must listen carefully. There are things you must know before you fight. While Noah rested and recovered far across the peace grounds, Princess Zeviara stood at the edge of a tall balcony. She stared out into the alien sky, her golden eyes thoughtful. Her bodyguard Talon stood beside her. They say the human was poisoned, Talon said. Zeviara didn't turn. I know. Do you think he'll survive? He already has. Talon looked surprised. You care? I respect strength, Zeviara said. He could have died and used it as a reason to withdraw. But he didn't. He still plans to face me. That is not weakness. Someone tried to kill him. Zeviara turned now. Someone who fears what happens if he wins. Talon stepped closer. Do you want him to win? Zeviara didn't answer. Dead, she touched the mark glowing faintly on her chest. The bond. Symbol. I wanted a test, she whispered. But I may have found something else. Back in the healing chamber, Vin sat beside Noah. The Sarati bond is ancient, Vin said. Stronger than marriage, it connects to souls by law, blood, and spirit. It cannot be broken unless one dies. I didn't know that when I accepted, Noah said, sitting up slowly. Do you want to break the bond now? Noah shook his head no. If I win, I'll accept it. I made a choice. I don't run from my choices. Ven looked pleased. Then listen well. The duel has 3 trials. First is the trial of strength of fight using traditional Sarati blade weapons. Second is the trial of spirit. You will face illusions created by your own fear. And third is the trial of heart, where your actions will reveal your soul. Do I win that last one? Noah asked. You cannot win it with your fists. You must win it by being true to who you are. Noah leaned back, eyes closed. Then I better remember who I am. That night, Noah trained even with his weakened body. He held the Sarati dual blade curved and double-edged. His weight felt strange, but he learned fast. His movements were slower than normal, but focused alien watchers whispered. They had expected the human to withdraw. Instead, he prepared. Zeviara passed by once. Their eyes met. For the first time, she spoke softly. You should rest. Can rest after I win, he replied. She raised an eyebrow. You believe you can defeat me? I believe I have to try. She nodded once and walked away. But her steps were slower than usual. In her private chamber, Zeviara stood before her. Advisors. Her father's voice came through the holoscreen. The Sirati Emperor himself. You will return home after this farce, he ordered. The bond will be denied. That's not how the law works, Zeviata said. The law can bend. Zeviata's eyes narrowed. You taught me to respect the code. The trial of honor is sacred. This is a human, the Emperor growled. A savage. He is not worthy of you. I will decide what he is. The screen went dark. Morning came. The duel ground was a circle of black stone at the center of Veltarion. Alien leaders, nobles, and warriors filled the stands. The air was heavy with silence and tension. Noah entered first. He wore simple armor, dark gray, with the earth symbol on the chest. His blade rested in his right hand. Zeviara entered next. She wore shining royal armor, white with golden lines. Her blade was longer, curved with ancient runes. A large alien, Elder, the trial keeper, stood in the center. 3 trials: strength, spirit, heart, begin. Trial of strength. The first blow came from Zeviara, fast and sharp. Noah blocked, but the force pushed him back. She was faster, stronger, and more skilled. She attacked again and again, her blade flashing. Noah ducked, rolled, and blocked, but he could feel the poison still slowing him. He used his brain instead of his strength. He made her chase him, turning her power against her. When she swung hard, he stepped aside. When she charged, he let her miss. He landed a few small strikes. Nothing deadly, but enough to show he wasn't helpless. The crowd murmured. The human was still standing. Trial of spirit. The trial keeper raised his hands. A strange glow surrounded the arena. Suddenly, the world around Noah changed. He was standing in a burning city. Earth, buildings destroyed, screams everywhere. He saw people he loved, his family, his friends all begging him to help. You can't win, a voice whispered. You're weak. Just surrender. But Noah closed his eyes. This isn't real. This is fear. Fear doesn't control me. Took a deep breath and stepped forward. The illusion broke. Trial of heart now. The hardest part began. The keeper announced, the final trial begins now. Zeviara stepped forward. Her blade pointed at Noah's chest. She attacked. This time, she was slower. Not because she was weak, but because she was watching him. He blocked her strikes but did not strike back. Why don't you attack? She asked. I'm not here to hurt you, he said. I'm here to prove myself. They fought for several minutes. Then suddenly, Noah disarmed her. Her blade clattered across the stone. The crowd gasped. She was open, defenseless. He raised his blade and threw it aside. Zeviara stared at him. You could have ended it. I did, he said, by choosing not to. The trial keeper raised his voice. The trials are complete. The arena fell silent. Noah Creed stood with his hands at his side. His blade lay on the ground. Princess Zeviata stood a few steps away, unarmed. Her chest rose and fell slowly as she looked at him with wide golden eyes. He had won, not by killing, not by force, but by showing mercy. The trial keeper stepped forward. His voice was deep and calm, but strong enough to echo through the crowd. The 3 trials are complete. The human warrior has passed each one with honor. The crowd, made of dozens of species, murmured with surprise and awe. Some clapped softly, others just stared. A few Sirati nobles whispered to one another. Clearly unhappy, Zeviara lowered her head for a moment, then looked up again. Her voice was steady. I accept the outcome. The bond shall be formed. The crowd gasped. Noah took a small step forward. His body still ached from the poison, and the fight had taken a toll on him, but he stood straight and proud. "You're sure?" he asked her softly. "I do not offer words I don't mean," Zeviara replied. "You fought with honor. You did not let fear control you. You showed strength, and restraint. You are worthy." Circle of light surrounded them both. As the trial keeper raised his arms once again, "Then the bond shall begin." Witnessed by the 5 races, sealed by trial and tradition.
I'll let no world deny this.
The bonding ritual was not fast. It took place inside the Grand Crystal Chamber in ancient Sirati Hall on Veltarion. There, Noah and Zeviara were placed. At the center of a floating platform, lights glowed beneath them. Thin golden threads of energy floated around their bodies. They had to touch palms. As their skin met, a wave of energy pulsed through the room. Noah felt it at once. Warmth not physical, but deep in his chest. It was as if a thread had been tied between his heart and hers. He saw a flash of her memories. Childhood lessons. A lonely throne room. A battle in the rain. Her mother's voice. Her father's anger. Zeviara also gasped as her eyes widened. She saw Noah's life growing up on Earth, his first battle on a distant moon, his brother's laughter, and the quiet loneliness he carried inside. The bond was more than connection. It was understanding. For a few seconds, neither of them said anything. Then the energy threads faded, as the trial keeper stepped back. "It is done." News spread fast across the galaxy. A human had bonded a royal Sirati princess through trial and honor, and he couldn't believe it. Others refused to accept it. In the Earth camp, some celebrated, others worried. This could start a war, Ambassador Delia said in a meeting. The Sirati Emperor may not accept it. In the Sirati High Council chamber, things were much worse. Zeviara's father, the Emperor Vorzon, roared with rage when the news reached him. "He is a human. No alien shall bond with my daughter." But the trial was public, said one of his advisors. "The law is clear. If you reject the bond, your own people will question your rule." Vorzon slammed his fist into a metal table. "And I will find a way to break the law." Zeviara and Noah were given a private chamber for rest and recovery. It was large, round and quiet, lit by soft blue lights. They sat across from each other on low seats. Neither spoke for a moment. Finally, Noah broke the silence. "That bond. It wasn't just words. No," she agreed. "Connected more than our bodies. It connected our lives. I saw your memories. I saw yours too." Noah looked at her closely. "You've been alone a long time." Zeviara looked away. "Duty often brings isolation." He nodded. "Same on Earth. Soldiers understand that." She turned to him again. "You had a brother?" "Yeah. He died 3 years ago. I'm sorry." "Thanks," Noah said. He smiled slightly. "You were different than I expected. So were you." They both laughed softly, and for a moment, the walls between them felt weaker. But peace didn't last long. Late that night, a warning message came to both of them. An attack was coming. Several Sirati warships had entered orbit over Veltarion. They claimed it was a training operation, but the timing was too perfect to be a coincidence. "They plan to take me," Zeviara said, "to force the bond to end." "They'll kill me first," Noah replied. She looked at him firmly. "We run." With help from a few alien allies and Master Ven, the two escaped through the underground tunnels of Veltarion. They moved fast and quiet. Noah's strength was still returning, but his military training helped. They reached the outer landing zone, where an old Earth scout ship waited. Noah looked at it and grinned. "Not pretty, but it flies." Zeviara raised an eyebrow. "Let's hope your flying is better than your sword skills." "I saved your life. I saved yours first." They climbed in. The engines roared. As they took off, Sirati ships moved. In to intercept. The space battle was fast and dangerous. 3 enemy fighters locked on. Noah flew the ship while Zeviara manned the turret. For the first time, they fought not as opponents, but as a team. "I've got one on my tail," Noah shouted. Zeviara spun the turret and fired. The first fighter exploded. "You're welcome." she said calmly. He grinned. 2 more to go. They dodged laser blasts and flew through an asteroid field. Noah pulled tight turns while Zeviara took down the second fighter. 1 left. The last fighter launched a missile. It locked on. Too close, Noah yelled. Zeviara narrowed her eyes. Hold steady. She waited, waited, then fired. Boom, missile gone. Fighter gone. They made it. They entered hyperspace, leaving the Scifi ships behind. Inside the ship, Noah leaned back in his seat, breathing hard. That was close. Zeviara smiled slightly. You fly better than I expected. You shoot better than I hoped. They looked at each other. Something had changed between them. The bond was no longer a prize, it was real. The small Earth scout ship floated quietly in the shadow of a distant moon. Inside, Noah Creed and Princess Zeviata sat facing each other. The battle behind them was over for now, but the war within their hearts had just begun. Noah looked at Zeviara carefully. The Scifi Emperor won't stop. He'll send more ships, more soldiers. We need help. Zeviara's golden eyes softened. I know, but there is something else. Noah raised his eyebrow. What? Zeviara took a deep breath. The bond we share, it is more than law. It connects us physically, mentally, and emotionally. We can feel each other's pain, thoughts, and sometimes even memories. Noah's eyes widened, like a mind link. Yes, but stronger. It can be a blessing or a curse. He rubbed his neck. Sounds dangerous. She smiled faintly. It is. Some bonds have driven partners mad. Others have united worlds. Noah stared at her. We'll be okay. Meanwhile, back on Valterian, the news of the bond spread like wildfire. The Scifi High Council was divided. Some nobles whispered darkly about breaking the bond by force. Others worried about the Emperor's harsh rule. Emperor Vorzan sat in his throne room, anger boiling inside him. He sent his chief, advisor Lord Crash, to bring Zeviara home dead or alive. Destroy the human if necessary, Vorzan ordered. But return my daughter. On the ship, Zeviata and Noah were not idle. They spent hours learning about each other's worlds. Noah told her stories about earthits, oceans, forests, and cities. He spoke of human struggles and hopes. Zeviata shared tales of the Scifi Empire's ancient traditions, honor and sacrifices. They laughed, argued, and sometimes grew silent. The bond made their emotions raw and real. One night, Zeviata reached out and touched Noah's hand. You saved me twice, she whispered. You saved me too. But peace was fragile. The next day, Noah discovered a secret message hidden in there. Ship's system. Warning, it said. Enemy ships approaching. Zeviara's eyes narrowed. They found us. Noah prepared the ship's weapons. We'll fight again if we must. The battle was brutal. 3 Scifi warships attacked, firing beams and missiles. Noah piloted through tight maneuvers while Zeviata fired the ship's cannons. A missile struck their hull, shaking the ship violently. We're hit, Noah shouted. Shields holding, but not for long. Zeviara answered. Noah made a bold decision. He flew the ship toward a nearby asteroid field. The large rocks blocked enemy fire, giving them a chance to escape. Using the terrain cleverly, they lost their pursuers. Later, as the ship drifted in deep space, Zeviara rested her head on Noah's shoulder. Do you think we can stop this? She asked softly. Noah sighed. I don't know. But I do know one thing, we're stronger together. Their bond glowed faintly between them. Back on Valterian, Lord Crash was not idle. He sent a team of elite soldiers to track down Noah and Zeviara. We will end this, he vowed. No human will break our empire's law. In the ship's command room, Noah and Zeviara prepared for their next move. We need allies, Zeviara said. The council is divided. Some may join us. Noah nodded. Then let's find them. Plan to send messages to rebel groups in distant planets willing to support freedom. One evening, Zeviata confessed her fear. This bond, it makes me vulnerable. I feel everything you feel. When you're hurt, I hurt too. Noah took her hand. I feel it too. But it's also our strength. We protect each other. She smiled. Together we may change the galaxy. But danger was close. The Scifi elite soldiers had found their location. Noah and Zeviara prepared for battle once more. The stars outside the ship seemed cold and distant, but inside, Noah Creed and Princess Zeviara burned with determination. Their enemies were closing in, but their bond was stronger than ever. Noah stood at the controls, his hands steady despite the tension. Zeviara stood beside him, her eyes sharp as she scanned the holographic displays. We have incoming, she said. Scifi fighters, more than before. Noah nodded. Can't outrun them this time. We'll have to fight. The ship shook as enemy fire hit the hull. Sparks flew and warning lights flashed red. Shields at 50%, Noah shouted. Prepare weapons. Zeviara ordered. The battle was fierce. Noah maneuvered the ship through a field of floating debris, twisting and turning to avoid missiles and laser blasts. Zeviara manned the ship's cannons, firing with precision. One fighter dove at them from the side. Left turret. Target fast mover, Zeviara called. Noah rolled the ship just in time as Zeviara's blast hit the enemy craft. It exploded in a bright flash. We're holding, Noah said, breathless. But more fighters appeared, surrounding them like hungry predators. Suddenly, a loud alarm rang out. Boarding party detected, the ship's AI announced. No, Zeviara exclaimed. They want to take me back by force. Noah gritted his teeth. We won't let them. The ship's doors hissed open, and Scifi soldiers began pouring inside. Noah grabbed his blade and moved to block the narrow corridors. Zeviara followed, her own weapon glowing softly. The fighting was brutal and close. Noah moved quickly, blocking strikes and pushing enemies back. His training and quick thinking kept him alive. Zeviara was fierce, cutting through soldiers with skill and grace. Together they fought side by side, each protecting the other. In the middle of the fight, Noah was hit in the shoulder. Pain shot through him, but he refused to fall. Zeviara rushed to his side. We must finish this, she said. For our bond. For our future. Noah nodded, gripping his blade tighter. They pushed forward to the ship's control room, where the boarding leader waited. He was tall and strong, his armor marked with the Emperor's symbol. You have no right to keep her, the leader growled. No right. She chose me, Noah said. The leader laughed. A human. Princess is a prize. For the Scifi Empire. Zeviara stepped forward, eyes blazing. I am no prize, she said. I am a warrior, and I choose my own path. The final duel began. Blades clashed in the small room. Noah fought the leader with all his strength, while Zeviara disabled the ship's control panels to prevent reinforcements. Noah saw an opening and struck. The leader fell, defeated. The remaining soldiers retreated, their mission failed, with the threat gone. Noah and Zeviara took a moment to catch their breath. We did it? Noah said softly. Yes, Zeviara replied. Together. They looked into each other's eyes, their bond glowing softly between them. They sent a message to the Scifi. Zeviara's voice was clear and strong. The bond between Noah Creed and me is real. It was earned in battle and honor. Scifi Empire must accept it. There was silence. Then, unexpectedly, a reply. Your bond is accepted. Return to Veltarion. Peace shall follow. The news spread quickly across the galaxy. Many species saw the story of the human and the alien princess who had fought for their bond. Humans cheered. The Scifi people debated but began to respect the courage and honor shown. Back on Veltarion, Noah and Zeviara stood side by side on a balcony overlooking the city. The red sun was setting, painting the sky with gold and orange. Zeviara smiled. Do you regret accepting the challenge? Noah shook his head. No, it changed everything. She took his hand, then let us face the future, together. Their story was no longer just about a duel or a bond. It was about two worlds united by trust, courage, and honor, and the galaxy would never forget it.